Hey everybody, it's Sam from Wrestling Overtime, and I want to discuss today, Becky Lynch is leaving wrestling. Now she did once. Will she come back? Well, see, on WWE Monday Night Raw at the Performance Center on May 11th, 2020, they opened up showing us the Money in the Bank ladder matches, which were won by Asuka and Otis. After that, though, they told us that Becky Lynch had an announcement to make, and we heard her music. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, came out. The first thing, of course, I noticed was she wasn't holding up her title or even wearing it. And then I noticed that she had Asuka's Money in the Bank briefcase. Becky definitely wasn't strutting around the ring looking happy to confront Asuka once again, which is her normal demeanor. Becky started off saying how torn she was between joy and sadness because things are about to change. Now, I had heard all the rumors, and I'm sure that you had too, of her leaving because she might be pregnant, or she was leaving to film a Marvel movie, or to plan a wedding, get married, and have a honeymoon. I had even also heard that someone in her family was sick, and she was going home to Ireland to take care of them. Then Becky said that she spoke to the decision makers of WWE to raise the stakes of winning the briefcase. So they did. So last night, Money in the Bank ladder match wasn't just for the briefcase. We then see Becky glance around the Performance Center, and it's like it hits her that she is leaving. She started crying, talk about walking in there in 2003 as a loud-mouthed Irish woman that loved puns and tea. Then she said the fans did care, and they carried her to making history. Through her injuries and her triumphs, the fans latched onto her, and she responded. She said that's why she wanted to tell the fans first. They deserved to hear it from her. She needed to go away from a while. After Asuka came out, we hear Becky say, "Go be a warrior, because I've got to go be a mother." I think to really understand the significance of this moment, you have to understand Rebecca Quinn, the woman who came from Ireland and became Becky Lynch. See, Becky's 33 years old and came to WWE developmental at 26 years old. She actually had already quit the profession after being around the world and traveling the different independent wrestling circuits. It nearly broke her that time. And here, Becky is leaving again. See, Becky grew up near Dublin, Ireland, and we fans have seen her at various points in WWE get to go home and visit family and friends, and they've shown it on the WWE network or on TV. She grew up in a divorced family as her friends separated when she was 1 year old. Becky spoke about her troubled childhood at different points in her WWE career. She has said how she was going down the wrong I guess, a bad path involving alcohol before wrestling helped her give it up. Becky actually started training in wrestling at 15 years old in June of 2002 in Ireland. She used the name Rebecca Knox and was making her way pretty soon thereafter throughout Europe on the independent wrestling circuit. And then around 18 years old, she came to North America. She landed in Elite Canadian Championship Wrestling, and she soon became their first Supergirls champion. After that, she won several championships in many minor wrestling promotions around the world. However, at 19 years old, in Germany, Becky suffered a severe head injury during a match that had her to leave wrestling for the first time. In September of 2006, she was diagnosed with a severe concussion and possible damage to her 8th cranial nerve. She took a 6-year vacation and only wrestled on 3 different occasions in Ireland. Back in Ireland, starting in 2006, she started recovering. And then she went back to school at the Dublin Institute of Technology to get her degree in acting. And she worked as an actress being cast in numerous plays around Ireland and thought that was going to have to be her new dream. She wasn't sure about making it work and being broke as an actress all the time, so she ended up working as a flight attendant for 2.5 years. Well, Becky always had this love of pro wrestling and decided to pursue it again. And like she stated in her going away speech on Monday night, she came to WWE Developmental in April of 2013. She signed a 2-year deal with NXT and ended up getting back into her groove until August 29th of 2013. They decided she would be Becky Lynch. She had to work on getting a lot of her skills back until NXT decided that she was ready to actually be on NXT TV on the WWE network. Her first TV match was against Summer Rae on June 26th of 2014. And of course, Becky started off with a win. However, it really wasn't until her big loss to Sasha Banks in the NXT title match at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable on May 20th, 2015, that the wrestling universe really took notice of Becky. Now, right after that, on Monday Night Raw, Becky appeared with Charlotte and Sasha Banks when Stephanie McMahon announced the Women's Revolution. This was on July 13th of 2015. She ended up teaming with Paige and Charlotte. As Becky started getting back into traveling all over the world again and performing for WWE, she noticed that the fans were enjoying all of her ups and downs and all of her wins and losses and the struggles that she was going through. She started really connecting to them. It wasn't until September 11th, 2016 that Becky was rewarded for all of her hard work by being the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. However, Becky didn't truly connect with all fans until after losing the 2018 Money in the Bank ladder match. Becky decided to turn heel for the first time on the main roster on August 19, 2018 at SummerSlam by attacking Charlotte Flair. She also started verbally attacking the fans for not really supporting her and how Flair was given everything she wanted by the WWE. After beating Charlotte in the 2018 Hell in the Cell match for the SmackDown Women's title the second time, Becky became the man. She now stated she was the top wrestler in the entire company. Becky started developing the man character then on TV, and the fans really, really got behind her. However, 2 months later, in November 12th of 2018, Becky ended up going to superstar status when Nia Jax accidentally broke her nose and gave her a real-life concussion on live TV, and Becky kept going. That is the famous incident where Becky has blood all over her and continues beating the crap out of everyone in the ring, and then goes up the stairs through the crowd and turns around and points at the ring. It seems now that the cocky heel was a fan favorite, just strutting around in her the man personality. At WrestleMania 35, she ended up being the first ever women's main event for WrestleMania, and she won. That's when she became Becky Two Belts. Now, this is also when rumors began flying around about the start of her relationship with Kobe Lopez, who you guys know as Seth Rollins. It wasn't until June 2019 that WWE talked about their relationship on TV, and then it became a storyline on WWE, causing a lot of fans to really question whether it was real or not. However, the couple announced their engagement on August 22nd, 2019 on both of their Instagram profiles. They were actually planning a wedding for May of 2020 until COVID-19 started. And then they decided that they needed to postpone it and hadn't set a new date yet. Instead, in May of 2020, Becky got to announce on Monday Night Raw that she was pregnant. In People magazine, which ran right before the show, they were the ones that had the exclusive. Becky revealed that she actually found out in April in a hotel room with Seth after she did her first pregnancy test wrong. So Becky had to get another one, actually a digital one, and when the word pregnant came up, Seth threw his hands in the air, all excited, and Becky said that she was laughing. Now, I know many of you out there in the WWE universe have already penciled in Becky's return match. A lot of fans have said that it's set for WrestleMania 37 against Shayna Baszler after Shayna's comments on the May 11th Raw episode. Well, Becky's due in December, and that would give her around 3 to 4 months with the baby, plus getting in shape. Yeah, I'm not sure that this happens. Becky has been very open about her family's struggles after her mom and dad separated. She is extremely close to her brother and all of her friends in Ireland, but kind of blames their separation on her struggles in her childhood and then her getting into alcohol. Seth is fairly close to his family and his brother, and he's really big into family and connections, and he just found out that he has another brother and a sister he didn't know anything about in September 2019 after taking a DNA test. Seth also has been setting up for the future. Seth has a wrestling school in Moline, Illinois, where he actually lives. And he recently opened up a coffee shop called 329 D-Port in his hometown of Davenport, Iowa. So he's kind of already started putting down roots and planning for the future. He was getting everything in line due to his proposal and then them going to get married in May of 2020. I don't know what the future holds. Who can say? Becky is so emotionally attached to the people she truly loves. Everybody says that she would do anything for anyone that she loves. Does that mean that she leaves wrestling? I don't know. They may decide that they want a second child or a third child. So it may be a couple years before we actually see Becky Lynch back. And then again, she may have this child and decide it's going to be the only one that her and Seth have, but she still wants to stay home and be with the baby. Maybe even homeschooling or something like that. We have to realize that I think we'll continue to see Becky because Seth will continue to wrestle. But I don't know if when we see her, we'll see her in a ring. We may see her on commentary like Beth Phoenix and occasionally wrestling like Trish Stratus. Or we may actually see her come back. I don't know. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. I don't think Becky knows yet either. I'll talk to you guys soon. That was just a little kind of update and bio of Becky and what and why she may not come back. I want to know what you guys think. I've been seeing on Twitter you guys going back and forth on when she's coming back. Like I said, I think quite a few of you have got her coming back on WrestleMania 37. And then there's others of you saying, no, she definitely won't. I'd kind of like to know what you guys think. Hit me up on our Twitter page or our Facebook page at Wrestling Overtime, or write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com and let me know what you think. Do you think that she makes a comeback, or do you think she stays home and manages not only her and Seth's life, but also their businesses and other things that she may be interested in? Who knows? Becky may decide that she wants an acting career and that that's easier to deal with than being on the road 300 nights a year. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, problems, or protests, you guys let me know at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. And I will be talking to you guys soon.